Welcome, welcome. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You see, and because humanity is as beautiful as it is, we have so many words. We call it muscle memory. When in actuality, it is principle. Every time you rehearse, you become more and more of what you rehearse. And you become more and more aware of what you are becoming as you rehearse. That is the principle of mentalism. That is what you're doing. So if you remember that that's what you're doing, but Angela, how does that pertain to life? Look at what's going on in the world. Mind your business. There's a reason why you mind your business. Do you think that when you focus and you practice, that you do not influence the world? You influence your surroundings with your mental mood, your mental attitude, your behavior. So if you want the so-called world to change, you have to change first. But what do? I love how Neville put it. He says we break the mirror to change our face. Now, which one of you can bust that mirror and your face will change? None of you. Because you cannot break the mirror to change your face. You have to change your face. Meaning what? It means you change your inner attitude. It does not mean you call up the plastic surgeon talking about, can you lift that up and, and tuck that back here and shave some off of this? You are still changing your outward. You're still changing your outward. One does not change the outward. You change that which is within, and the outward follows. So, you see, living a life that is deliberate. It's not a fad. It doesn't, no. It's not in this season and out next season. Because if you realize that living deliberately meant that you get up and you make choices, where do you make those choices from? Are you making those choices based upon what you heard about yourself? Are you making those choices based upon what? See, when you use the principle of mentalism, it'll show you where you're making your choice from. Are you making your choice from insecurity? Look at how one behaves when they're insecure. You want to make choices from there? So then you begin to rehearse confidence. How does one rehearse confidence? Just like I told my son, you have to do something. He's like, but Mom, do what? It's something that you want to learn. Because when you see yourself, when you watch yourself learn and you begin to master what you learn, what happens to insecurity? Did you have to fight and struggle against insecurity, or did insecurity fade? Insecurity faded, not because you were looking at it and complaining that you're insecure and hating it, but insecurity faded because you ensconced yourself and learned something and practiced and rehearsed something, and you became good at it. That's where your security now emerged from. Your confidence emerged from there. And we'll have moments where we feel insecure, but those are just moments because you comprehend what insecurity is. It is just a mood that you pass through. But because you have the experience that says, hey, I watched myself learn this, I watched myself become this. Yeah, I know what I am capable of. So when you do things like that, you don't have to wrestle against something, because when you wrestle against it, it just gets stronger. Well, yes, but you're the one looking at it and holding it there in place. So then you gently turn your attention upon that which you want to learn and practice that. And in that practice, we learn patience, we learn persistence, we learn how to commit to ourselves. Hmm? And let me quote a scripture so that you can understand what lifestyle is and what moments are. King David said, "Thy word I have hidden in my heart that I may not sin against you." That does not mean that King David was living a life of fear because he was afraid of punishment and he didn't want to commit sin. No, you practice on a daily basis so that you always do what you intend to do because it is in you. That is why. And that is what that scripture means. The thing that you are rehearsing hidden in the heart, nobody sees those things. Nobody sees your rehearsal at 4 in the morning. It is hidden. That's what it means. It just means I am deliberate. Nobody sees that I'm being deliberate. They don't see it, but I see it so that I know that every day I get up, I choose to be deliberate. That's what that scripture means. Thy word I have hidden in my heart that I may not sin against you. Sin is to miss the mark. But nah, we say sin is, oh my God, you a bad girl. Oh my goodness, you're a horrible man. You did what? Hmm. See how we judge one another? But we only judge the other based upon how we judge ourselves. Again, showing you as within, so without. So today, what is your lifestyle? If you know anything about religion, some people pray and fast when they want something to change in their lives. You have to change your mentality for things to change in your life. A ritual does not help one to change. A ritual is only a ritual, and the more you do the ritual, the better you get at the ritual. Still remaining the same. I'm not asking anyone to agree with me. I'm not asking anyone to believe me. I'm asking you to look at yourself and to comprehend that change originates from within. And it is always going to be the changing of the mental attitude. But no, We want to walk around and say, oh my God, but I'm ADHD, I can't focus. We want to walk around and pick ourselves apart and look for what's bad within us. When in actuality, here comes another scripture. But when you realize why that scripture is there, when you comprehend the nature of humanity, humanity was created to follow orders. Humanity has the ability to memorize. Humanity has the ability to grow and to learn so that they can follow the command. So if you know that that is the nature of humanity, do you want to hack your humanity? Well, then become the one. Become the one to make the changes in your life in the direction that you want to go. Because you know your body will always follow orders. Well, then give it the order to follow, as opposed to allowing an external force to move you. It takes great force to move someone, you know, from the outside. But it is effortless to move oneself from the inside. You move yourself from the inside by becoming what? By recognizing that the thing you practice is the thing you become. If you practice the violin, don't you become a great violinist? Do you become a great pianist? That's not what you're practicing. That's the practicality of living. Look at it. It's there right in front of your face. I'm not asking you whether or not you're good at violin or good at piano. I'm saying to you, you become what you practice. So what are you practicing? You know, Angela, it was a hard life for me. Yes, and what are you practicing? Are you practicing the oppression Olympics? You see, we have become so good at judging one another. Oh, we've become real good at it. We've also become really good at canceling one another. Oh, here comes another scripture. We're so busy looking at a speck of dust in our brother's or sister's eyes, we don't see the plank in ours. And because we're so busy looking at other people, we cannot possibly be persistent in changing our lives. Oh, but Angela, my anxiety, but Angela, my depression, but Angela, my OCD. Man, it's a shirt. It's a shirt. Take it off and put another one on. Oh, how dare you, Angela. I keep telling you that we are comprised of habits. And a habit is very easy to make. It just requires an action that you want to do the same way every time. Oh, we are very good at making habits. But when you become aware that you make habits, oh, now who's powerful? Because then you will choose the habit that you will submit to. And we fight against habits all the time without the understanding that you don't fight against it, you change it. That is the only way it will slither into oblivion for you. Or you think I don't know? You think I'm somehow exempt from making habits? Oh my goodness. Go forth this day and practice being deliberate. If you find that you're always arguing on the outside, well, honey, let me break it down for you. You're arguing on the inside. Well, check yourself and you'll see it. This is why I tell you these things. So you can look at your own self and go, oh my goodness, I do see my behavior. Oh, wow. We can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. And look at how that makes you feel every day. And I don't want to feel like that every day. But what do I want to feel like every day? What would I be doing in reality? How would I be feeling in reality? Well, I'd be feeling like this. And you begin to rehearse that. Not because you're rehearsing the feeling, but because you know the outcome of rehearsal. So now it doesn't matter how deep the valley, ain't no mountain high enough. You know what? I'm done. It doesn't matter how high the mountain, it doesn't matter how low the valley, it doesn't matter how deep the ocean. What matters is you know that if you persistently do something, you can climb every mountain, ford every stream. You know what you can accomplish. And so nothing has the power to break you because you know that what I practice, I become. You know that what you've gone through cannot harden your heart, even though it has tried.